looking base, sort of, and string beans. And garden burgers are the ones that are more, they're more firm. I'm sure you like garden better.
Everybody at the beach. Time to wake up the kids. Get your suntan lotion. Wear your red sunglasses and don't forget your nose plug. Let's go to the beach. Hey, come on, let's go people watching. Lift this empty bottle. Sometimes we get sunburned, but sometimes we get tapping. Let's go to the beach. Feel like coming down. Listen to our boombox. Now we're stuck in traffic, but it's okay, we're happy, cause we're going to the beach. There! Like that dead dog. Roller coaster.
Lighthouse, crabmeat, seaweed, beach ball, horse slide, seagulls, ice cream, lobster, sunset, lifeguard, pufferfish, rockfish, seashells, seahorse, sea monkey.
2 surfboards per bag, so I just have to ship this one without it into a bag.
It's $175 per board.
Totally awesome!
Get your suntan lotion. Wear your red sunglasses. Don't forget your nose plug. Everybody at the beach.
I'm watching a bunch of ducks walk on the beach here. There's this guy that's taming ducks and they're all walking on the beach together. It's fucking mental. Like 50 ducks in a circle walking. It's super weird. And he just told them all to turn right, they all turned right.
Point breaks or beach breaks?
Point breaks. Definitely
breaks.
Huntington.
Anything but Huntington?
I said definitely, but Huntington. Huntington's the perfect way. I love it.
I think contests definitely, you can get stuck in a bubble sometimes. If you're just always thinking about how to complete the wave or to beat this guy or that guy, but WCT I think is always the biggest goal. Whether people say they don't want to do it or they do. I think any surfer would love to be on the WCT.
For sure.
Because just qualifying off the QS is a huge goal in itself.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing that I've learned is you got to take it step by
Trying to
step.
work in steps, yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you're ready to like try and do the QS, when you feel your surfing's ready, you know, like I think it's stupid how people just jump in straight into the QS after like their NSSA career or whatever. Because I don't think you're ready, you know. I think you should wait a few years unless your surfing develop, and I don't know.
You wouldn't want to be on the CT and not feel comfortable with the way that you surf, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Are you all comfortable with the way that you surf?
No.
Yeah.
Definitely need to work on things, you know.
Do you ever see yourself as world champ?
Probably
Yeah.
not. I mean, I'd like to, you know. The question was, would you trade being bald for a world title? Yeah, I would do that for a world title.
I'd say Mitch is fast, raw, and emotional. Dusty's physically and mentally
Retarded.
Sexual but violent. It's called celebration.
look in the surf world for inspiration?
Underwater. Surfing trips, I need them to keep me sane now. It's like if you always have a jersey on and you're just constantly thinking numbers and paddle battling and you need a bit of sanity just to let it all go and get back to your roots of why we all surf, which is just to have fun and surf with your friends. And I think filling the in-between times with those fun surf trips still keeps that kind of stoke I had when I was a kid for the reason I started doing it. I think that's the best surf trip though. Like when you know you're going somewhere where you're gonna get tubed. I think it's cool right now in surfing how you can make a living at any angle, whether it's free surfing or trying to make the CT. So it's pretty fun just to do it all. I think there's certain guys like Ozzy, or there was Brendan Margison, Margot, Dave Rotten.
Look at, holy shit, look at him.
You turned a fucking dolphin.
Oh my god.
There's certain guys like those guys who paved the way, so you gotta give it up to them for sure.
Was he an inspiration for you guys at all when he first came on?
I didn't really look to his surfing and try and compare myself to it or whatever, but just being like an individual and doing what he's doing, not really giving a shit about what everyone thought. I thought it was pretty cool. And
I absolutely love the way Ozzy surfs. You can just tell he doesn't care one bit. I think deep down he probably does, because he's an amazing guy, but he has that look on a wave where he's pissed and he doesn't care, and to me that's just like everything that I'm not, so I just love that. It's like what I'll look up to.
I just went on a trip with Ozzy. He tries to hit everything at 100 miles an hour. The wave will end and there'll be a jetty 2 feet away and he'll try and air onto that.
He doesn't care what's going on the wave, he just fucking does it.
So my wife and I recently just put a little yurt out on my dad's land, and we are, you could say, squatting on the land out there. It was actually the land where I was born. I was born out in our little barn there. So, I don't know, I guess I've kind of come full circle back there. At this age, it's a little early, but full circle.
Are you planning on dying soon?
Yeah, I guess so.
Waiting
thing that inspires my surfing would just be like this inner, super amped up little grommet inside of me, I guess. I don't know. Like,
What about little Andrew?
little Andrew. I'm psyched the way Andrew surfs. I like that kitty.
Yeah, what do you guys think of Andrew?
He wears tight jeans.
He's got a
No,
lot
he
of shoes.
doesn't, does he? Oh no. He's gone to the dark side.
Looks like Mitch on a Friday night.
Does he stuff it?
These look like tight jeans, bro.
It's not Friday.
Alright, here we are, Lord Trestles. The waves are fun, we got good condition. Glassy. Charming air comes around.
We're hitting the tripod.
Takes around, comes around again, flicks the hair. Ooh, it's charming. Comes around again, banks it. Comes around again, looking solidified. Oh, comes unglued.
Experiment with moral devices. Amplify your mental disguises. I'm a nihilistic fool, you know. I can't comprehend cacophony. And even if you think that I'm gone, see that I can cover the cold. See you are running me as though I can know you know. Anticipate your moral perspective. Look forward to the fact you're subjective. I'm a nihilistic fool, you know. I don't care about a thing in the world. And see you if you had it gone. And like another happens of cold silk. Like another running sea, and so I can't keep it home as I am. trade our homes with fossils and bones. We struggle and work for what we own. This is my car, this is my house. These are the words coming out of my mouth. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? I dreamed of a road that leads to a place where I can dream of the things that seem too far away. This is my wish. It's about hope. It's about money, the great American dough.
What does the general conversation go like when you're ordering a
Bored. I don't know.
Who wants to start?
I just want a 511.
yeah.
That works good.
Yeah. He wants that end of it.
No, but I think it's cool to know your history. You gotta know your history to know where you're going, right?
Dusty,
What?
any inspiration in the surf world that you look to?
No.
Has your dad influenced your surfing at all?
Yeah, he rips. That's the only reason I surf is because,
Wendy.
like, I don't know, he was always surfing and coming home like super stoked, and I was just like, I want to do that, you know? I want to come home every day and be happy. So I just got into it, and he's played a huge role in my surfing. I just think surfing, it's, I don't know, you're just supposed to have fun, you know? That's what it's about, is having fun. And if you're not having fun, then why even doing it? So, just have fun.
I think the coolest thing about surfing is, though, is that you could never be
Yeah,
perfect
you'll
at
never
it. You could never. You can't be a perfect surfer. Because, I don't know, you can always go bigger or deeper.
What about switch stance?
Dude. I don't know.
I can't go switch at all.
It's hard to look good going switch.
It's hard to look good going regular anyway.
What's the perfect day?
At home, good waves. That's the perfect day.